everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Transformers Studio Series 89 Voyager class Thundercracker, a figure that was released 2 years ago, but finally I have my hands on it, and you have no idea how happy I am just to have this one, and this is probably my most favorite Bumblebee movie Decepticon yet. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Thundercracker and why you should buy him and not miss out on your chance on Skywarp. So without further ado, let's get started. Now the box for Thundercracker here is very nice. If we take a look at the front side, we get a really nice CG render of Thundercracker. Now I've never seen the CG render in my life until the figure got released, and I really am taking it. It looks so nice. Transformers Bumblebee, Studio Series 89, Thundercracker. On this side of the packaging, we get a Transformers Studio Series logo right there, 89. Zoom in on Thundercracker's face. Spinning our attention toward the back, we have product shots of Thundercracker in robot form and in Tetrajet mode. His iconic movie scene is when Cybertron falls. He transforms in 29 steps. His little bio says, Thundercracker and the Seekers are ordered by Shockwave to destroy the Autobot launchpad and stop their escape. So in the film, Thundercracker and the Seekers stop the Autobots from reaching the launchpad. They blew up the launchpad. The Autobots escaped except Optimus Prime, and if you've seen the film, y'all know. And right here, we have a silhouette of Thundercracker right here with a black background. And honestly, this box is so underrated because the CGI just looks so good on it. I don't know why, I just really do like how it looks like. And yeah, so without further ado, let's take a look at the main show himself, the figure. Now the figure here looks very nice. Right here on the front side, we have a really nice detail right here. We have the gunmetal area painted really nice, and the rest of the body is sculpted in dark blue / a regular blue color. But here in the head sculpt, it's the same one we got for Blitzwing and Thrust, so you won't be expecting anything new from this except the fact that it moves more. I'll touch base on that in just a moment. Right here, moving alongside the abdomen region, we have this transparent piece. This is supposed to be the cockpit in the Tetrajet form, and it still looks really nice in robot form. I do like this whole region. It's painted and sculpted in gray and blue. It just looks so nice. Moving our attention toward the shin area. The shin area is covered in so much details on it, like so much sculpt work, but not that much paint on it. I don't really mind all that much. And I do like the interior of this thigh piece. We get some really nice details such as like the hydraulics, the little vents and stuff like that. I really do like that. And on the foot itself, we get some really nice details on the interior as well as underneath the foot, which we get some little hydraulic details and the thrusters right there as well. And then if we just spin our attention toward the arms right here, the arms do have some really nice details right here. The fingers are individually sculpted, which is really nice. And we have this sculpted in like gunmetal gray. I really wish they would have painted it, but I don't really mind. It's just, it looks good. This figure feels and looks very toy-like, but it feels like a toy that you want to buy again and again. Now moving alongside to the wings look really nice, and we have a lot of details as well as Skywarp's traditional colors, blue, white, and red. And we have the null rays facing up. You could move them in any direction you want. We'll touch base on that later. And on the back side, we get two Decepticon logos right there. And then we get the same body we got for Starscream and Thrust. So overall, if you have those figures, you won't be expecting anything new except a really cool paint job and color scheme. But overall, the articulation of this figure is what really shines. His head is on a bulge and can look really far up. He could look slightly down, could do a full 360 and tilt side to side. He does have a swivel joint at the entire arm right here, a hinge joint at the arm, a bicep rotation, and past 90-degree bend at the knee. Unfortunately, no wrist rotation or finger articulation, but we do get some really nice details at the hands like I showed earlier. Now moving alongside to the waist region, unfortunately no waist rotation. After that would compromise the design. But we do have a hinge joint at the leg, like a soft ratchet joint right here. We have a swivel joint at the thigh and a hinge joint a swivel joint at the entire leg. Right here at the knee, we have I want to say 90-degree / past 90-degree. We're going to say 90-degree bend right there. And we have a ankle rocker joint and a foot pivot. So overall, this figure has a lot of articulation. And even the wings have 2 points of articulation. One right here and one right here. So you could overall make this guy look bigger, or you could rotate this upward. Personally, I like to have it downward because we get to see more color. But if you want to have it upward just to differentiate your regular Seekers from your Conehead Seekers, you can do that. The null rays are on ports, so you could just move those around any way you want. So here's just a little look at one of the null rays right here. We can see they look really, really nice, and they're sculpted in gunmetal, so you could just attach it anywhere you want on these ports. And his regular blaster is the same one we got for Starscream. The only difference between this one and Starscream's is that this one is more of a matte finish, whereas Starscream's was more of like a polished, glossy finish. So overall, with this figure, I personally really do like this figure more than the other Seekers. Speaking of the other Seeker, let's bring in the other ones. Here for a comparison, we have Starscream and Thrust compared to Thundercracker. And Starscream and Thrust, I really do like this look. It completes the whole trio of Seekers in the Bumblebee movie with the ones that Shockwave sends. And with Skywarp around the corner, we can complete the trio of main G1 Seekers pretty soon. But overall, we can see that we have all of these characters, and they look really, really cool with one another. Personally, I like the sculpt with Starscream the most. I really wish they would have used this sculpt for these regular heads, but I don't mind all that much. It just makes Starscream look more like the main Seeker he is. But overall, we can see the differences between the design and the color schemes between all of them. Everything is the same. The only thing that is carried over, carried over is the head, but other than that, you're paying the exact same thing, $35 for each. And honestly, I think $35 is a good price, as these characters scale along the size of modern leader class figures. And speaking of modern leader class figures, here I brought in the Bumblebee movie Megatron. Here we have one of my personal favorite comparisons, the Soundwave and Thundercracker comparison, because I just want to see the difference of blue between both characters. This is more of a dark blue, and this is more of like a regular blue color, and I do like how both of them look like. And here we have Bumblebee movie Shockwave. And Shockwave, similar to Thundercracker, these two figures are so underrated. I see no one talking about Thundercracker all that much, but even back when he was barely revealed, I didn't really see anyone talk that much about him except for Prime vs. Prime and many other YouTubers. But like, I feel like he doesn't get enough recognition, similar to Shockwave. But Shockwave is justified because Hasbro put the arm swivel. Here we have the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime next to Thundercracker, and Optimus Prime to Thundercracker. We can see they're around the same size, and I do like the scale, as in the film, Optimus Prime does hurdle one of Thundercracker's clones in the film and throws him down right before calling B-127. But overall, we can see, I think the scale is accurate to that brief scene that we saw in the film. Here I have Thundercracker next to the Seeker that started it all, that being the Studio Series 65 Bumblebee movie Blitzwing. I'm Blitzwing to Thundercracker here. I really do like how both of these look like. I'm just so happy just to have more Seekers in the collection, and I really do like the designs of these Seekers. They're probably one of my most favorite designs I've seen in Transformers in a while. For some general size comparisons, here I bring in Shatter and Dropkick, Ironhide and Ratchet, Sunstreaker and RC, Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, and Wheeljack and Brawn. Now here's a comparison between a modern Deluxe and a modern Leader class to a modern Voyager class. Now, all of these are large for their sizes because we have smaller Deluxe class figures, we have smaller Voyager and smaller Leader class figures. But I feel like this should be the general size of Transformers in these classes as well. I feel like they shouldn't really make a small Voyager or a small Leader class or anything. They just should keep it this size or bump it up to the next class or previous class, whatever it is. But overall, we can see the size between our newly released Optimus Prime and our really old The Fallen. And here I have the G1 Dirge, and I cannot wait till Hasbro wants to do other Coneheads, because honestly Thrust is such an underrated figure, and I feel like they should do the rest of the Coneheads just to wrap it up, and we can have a like 6 army of Seekers, 6 regular Seekers, and I'm sorry, 3 regular Seekers and 3 Coneheads. That would be looking so sick, and Blitzwing in the center of them all just to differentiate them, and it would just look really cool. Now, right before we hop into transformation, I did want to show you very briefly where you could store this. Now, if you turn your attention toward the back region, you do have this little area right here, and there are 2 little tabs that unite to create one singular tab. And there's this little slot right here, so you're just gonna attach that right there, and there you have Thundercracker with his thing. And honestly, it doesn't look bad. I just don't like how this area looks. In person, it looks better than it does in the camera, but overall, we can see how this looks like if you want to incorporate that. So without further ado, let's get started. Grab your Seeker figure, as all transformations for this Bumblebee movie Seekers on Cybertron are all the same. So without further ado, let's get started. And there, we have Thundercracker fully transformed into that awesome looking Tetragen mode. And that Tetragen mode, for me personally, I really do like this mode. This mode actually is one of my favorite vehicle modes I've seen in a while. And I really do like how they focused on the concept art itself, and it still looked really cool. I really do like how right here we get the Decepticon insignia, and it's like this kind of maroon-ish color, and also we get these like white strips and the red right here. I really do like that. This throwback to G1. I really wish they would have painted this region right here red. If they continued on this region red, I really wish they would have done the same, because they did something similar to Starscream. But overall, it looks really cool. And I really do like how the thrusters do pop out, and we could like, I believe it's blast effect compatible. If not, tell me in the comment section down below. But overall, we could just get a blast effect if you want. And honestly, it's not compatible all the way, but it still looks really cool just to play around with. But I really do like it, and I do like the nose cone is in red, and I do like this rubberized plastic here. It's not hard, so it won't break at all. And I do like how the cockpit becomes the chest. It looks really nice. So overall, the Tetragen mode is one of my favorite modes. I do like how everything here is clumped together and just tabs in really nicely and securely, and the head just hides right there. Unfortunately, the head is not part of this, as that would be way more complex than you think. But overall, we have this false nose cone and the real nose area and the false one right here. So I really do like that. And I really do like how this one looks like with the other figures as well. Speaking of the other ones, now let's bring in the other Seekers. And here we have all the Tetrajet jet forms right here, all 3 that have been released so far. We have Skywarp, but we're not gonna have that one for a while just yet. But overall, we can see how these scale. They're all exactly the same size, same sculpt in vehicle form. So overall, you're not getting anything new except for the color scheme and the character. But overall, it looks really cool. My personal favorite is Thundercracker and Starscream. Thrust, it's alright. This figure is alright. Not the best Seeker, but it's still really cool. And I just hope they make that turquoise version of one of the Seekers, because I know that there's a turquoise version out there, and I really hope they do that and just name it Decepticon Seeker Drone or something like that. It would look sick. But overall, we can see the differences besides color. I did want to point out the insignia placement on this one. The insignia placement is on this section of the wing, whereas for Thrust, it's on the middle section of the wing with a large air insignia. And for Starscream, which has the most clear insignia, has it in the center similar to Thrust, but small. But overall, they have different insignia places to put, and it looks really cool. I do like the weapon placement on all of them, and they could just be firing on the Autobots, and we could finally recreate that scene in stop motion if we wanted to, where Shockwave orders the Decepticons to destroy the launch pad. But overall, I'm so happy to have all of these back in the collection. For another size comparison, here I brought in B127/Bumblebee compared next to the Seeker molds, and we can see that Bumblebee compared to this is very small and miniature, and is honestly just half the size of this. And I really do like how the Seeker just towers over him. We could create some really cool stop motions or ideas for photo shoots and stuff, where we could have one of the Seekers trying to rain fire down on Bumblebee. Bumblebee tries to escape, and yada yada. But overall, it looks really nice. Okay, for those who didn't know, like myself, you can combine this piece that came with the Studio Series 62 Deluxe Class Soundwave with the Seeker molds. Now each Seeker on their blaster has this tiny little port, and then this little slot just shimmy ons in there, just jam that thing in there, and just like that, there we have Thundercracker with the little pose, and we can literally have him flying around with the other Seekers. So if you did collect several 62 molds, I'm pretty sure no one did, but if anyone did, you could have these little stands around having the Seekers fly around, and it still looks really cool. So overall, I thought this was a really nice attention to detail, and they haven't forgotten their older figures. So some final thoughts for the Transformers Studio Series 89 Voyager Class Thundercracker. Personally, I really do like this mold. It's one of my most favorite molds in the collection. I really do like the Seeker mold in general. It's just so well done, and I really do like the amount of details this thing has. Overall, this thing is very blue, but it still has details that are within that blueness, and it just looks so nice. I do like how we could rotate the null rays facing upwards, where we could create this like dynamic trio of Seekers. We could see the different personalities between them. Starscream has his wings up, like he's the one in charge and stuff, while other ones have him down, listening to him and stuff like that. But we all know Megatron's in charge. But overall, I really do like how the figures do look like with one another, and they just bring so much life to the collection. I never thought I would collect this figure until now I have it in hands. I'm so glad, and I can't wait to collect more. So tell me what you thought about this. Are you going to pick up this figure? Do you have this figure already? Or are you going to pass on this figure? Now we're going to be collecting Thundercracker pretty soon, so we'll know what to expect. But overall, I really am satisfied with the entire Seeker mold and the Bumblebee line so far. So without further ado, that concludes my video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, leave a comment, and in the words of Optimus Prime, transform and roll out.